William, have I not been a true and humble wife?
True and humble, lad.
And at all times to your will conformable?
Conformable?
Oh, when was the time, the hour, or the moment when I ever contradicted your desire? Oh, will not be mine too.
My desire, Anne, now is to be free. I want to go out in the world. I want to experience life, go to Hong to the small provincial town.
But this is your home.
To life, culture, society. I want to be present at the lectures.
What nonsense.
I want to entertain. I want to make an audience laugh and cry.
An audience?
Yes, Anne, an audience. I want to join a theatre.
A theatre? A theatre, they say, is a hell of whores and whoremasters.
Oh, Anne, what is our wedlock but a hell? A prison of discord and continual strife?
You were not forced into this prison.
No. You ensnared me with your body and I was trapped.
You were not ensnared. It was not a trap. It was a natural reaction to a natural urge.
The urge was that you were eager for a husband before it was too late, and I was filled with the hot blaze of youth.
For which hot blaze you should accept responsibility?
I did! I was only 18 years old and you were 26, but I consented to wed. Alas, our marriage is loveless. An attempt to make something lasting that was merely an unfortunate accident. Our children, the cause of this unhappy marriage, are its only consolation. This afternoon, I saw a company of players mount a mask on the town green. I was captivated by the performance. They made me realize that I can write words for people like them. I know it is there inside me. Poetry is in my blood.
Your blood, with its hot blaze of youth.
You cannot understand this because you can neither read nor write. And the players are going to London. I have asked them to take me with them. I am stifled here. This is an opportunity that I cannot let pass me by. Yonder, under a deep blue sky, yonder, beyond the far horizon, yonder, lies a land where fortune smiles, a land of wonder where dreams come true, a brave new world, full of hope and full of happiness, yonder, beyond the rainbow's end, there lies a brave new world.
William, our caravan is ready to leave. Are you still coming with us? Yes, my bag is here, packed ready.
You really are going to leave us then? For some dream?
Yes, Anne. There is a time in the affairs of men which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shadows and miseries. Now is that time for me, Anne, and I must take the current where it serves.
Go then. Leave us. Go to London. Find your baby, your fortune. Forget your wife and your children.
I will not forget my family. I'll return to Stratford bringing riches and glory.
Come, William, we must away. Come on, William.
We are leaving. Can you go back? Come on, William, set aside him. Farewell, Anne. Kiss the children every day for me. Yonder, under a deep blue sky, yonder, beyond the far horizon, yonder, beyond the rainbow's end, there lies a brave
entertainment have we for Her Majesty this evening?
What dance? What mass? What music?
What rebels are at hand?
Oh, is there no play to ease the suffering of a torturing hour?
Oh, stop, stop. Yes, indeed, Lord and Lady Walsingham. Her Majesty's players will present some lines by Christopher Marlowe on Tamburlaine the Great. A tale of boldness and excitement.
It is most well. We have at here a dreary afternoon ahead of us, filled with endless royal petitions. We would much prefer to hear from Marlowe, he of the mighty lines.
He of the mighty lines, indeed.
He of the mighty lines, indeed not.
What's the matter, kid? Jealous, are you? Just because you share my lodgings, Thomas, does not make you as great a playwright as I.
No, I am even greater. My play, The Spanish Tragedy, is the finest play ever written.
It was, until I finished my Tamburlaine. Now nobody wants to see the Spanish Tragedy anymore. All they want is Tamburlaine, my Tamburlaine. It's just magnificent.
Oh, Marlowe, mighty Master Marlowe, your Tamburlaine has made you famous. You have a mighty pen.
Oh, a mighty pen. Yes, indeed, I do. My quill is indeed magnificent, isn't it, Prizer? Oh, come now, Ingram, tell them how mighty and magnificent is my great quill.
Keep away from him, Prizer, or he'll corrupt you. He disgusts me.
No, I don't. You love me for my money. All the money I give you for your favors. Come, give me a kiss.
Get away from me! Well done, Prizer. Marlowe, you are quite insufferable.
You must forgive my young friend. He may be pretty, but he is rude and unmannered.
My Lord Marlowe?
No, Lord, my good fellow. A poet. A playmaker. But no, Lord. Though I may be fond of many. And fondled by many. What are these papers? Who are you?
My name is William Shakespeare. I too am a poet, but not famous like you. They say that you are the finest in the land.
And so, indeed, I am. Even Queen Elizabeth herself says so. But tell me about your writings, your verses. Are they allegorical, rhetorical, comical, tragical, historical, pastoral, comical, tragical, historical, comical, pastoral, historical?
I know not how to categorize them like that. They are, well, poetical.
Well answered. So, sing me one of your poetical verses.
A verse? Here, now?
Yes, why not? Here and now.
Well, here is a sonnet. Many a glorious morning have I seen. Flatter the mountain tops with solemn light, kissing with golden faces meadows green, gilding pale streams with heavenly alchemy.
That's good.
Anon, amidst the basest clouds to ride with darkly rack, on his celestial face, and from the
You do indeed write good poetry. Very good poetry. But to write poetry, you need royal patronage, which often requires much more than writing poetry. You should try to write for the state. That's where the money is. That's the future for writing.
That is why I sought you out for guidance.
So it's very simple. First, you need a plot. That's easy to find. You just take someone else's story and write wonderful lines around it, like mine.
But a stage. Where to find a stage?
Well, all the world's a stage.
It is?
Yes, all the world's a stage.
Well, yes, I suppose it is.
Oh, for news of fire, that will in the brightest heaven of invention.
A kingdom for stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene.
And patient ears to attend to our traffic of our stage.
A stage where every man can play a part in a fiction, in a dream of passion. Tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice to drown the stage with
A strutting player with wording dialogue.
for all the world's a stage, and all the men and women weary players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His act speaks several ages, his life in many scenes. Each day's a new performance in the theater of our lives. And so we say, play out the play before all the world's a stage.
That was very moving.
You will write great plays, plays about kings and queens, English kings and queens.
And so indeed you will. And to do that, you will need royal patronage. And as for that, there is the Lord Southampton, my own great and gracious patron. Perhaps he will have some advice for you.
Master Marlowe is all ready for your Tamburlaine tonight.
Yes, my lord. The players are well rehearsed.
I do hope so. The Queen is a most critical audience. Who's your new friend?
This, my lord, is William Shakespeare, a poet.
A poet. So you are a poet, are you? I'm very fond of poets. How about a rhyme for me?
My lord, I fear you to find my words too unpolished.
Oh, perhaps, but let us see.
Okay. It means scores, my inventions, thy ear.
I'll play the orator and unperfect actor on the stage, who with his fear is put inside the part.
This wide and universal theater presents more tangents than any scene that's played.
It was a world of profit and delight, of honor and of living heads, his promise true and author.
A poet has dominion far beyond an emperor or king, and power enough to stretch as far as the minds of men. For all the world's a stage, and all the men and women really players. They have their exits and their exits and their exits. And one man in his time plays many parts. His acts several ages. His life each day's a new performance in the theater of our lives. And so we say, lay out the play for all the world to stage.
Capital! Splendid! Kit, I think Master Shakespeare can give you a run for your money. But we must find him a patron, or I shall have to embrace him thus myself. I have heard that Richard Burbage has started a new acting company for the Lord Chamberlain. Come with us, Master Shakespeare. I shall present you at court as a friend of Kit Marlowe and myself. In After all the world's a stage.
Yes, all the world's a stage, and all men and women players. They have their exes, have their existences, and one man has minds and all his eyes. He's never waited, his life. Each day's a new performance in the theater of our lives, and so we say, and so we say, play out the play for all the
And so, Shakespeare was launched into the whirlwind of life in the big city of London. He did indeed join me, Richard Burbage, in the Lord Chamberlain's acting company and began to write dramatic plays for us. Over the next few years, he not only gained theatrical experience, but he also gradually came to see at first hand life at the royal court, with all its plots, politics, and intrigues.
Emilia, I hear too much of your promiscuity at court.
Beg pardon, Your Majesty.
As one of my ladies-in-waiting and wife of the royal minstrel, you must uphold the highest moral standards.
Yes, ma'am.
You say yes, ma'am, but your actions show differently.
Yes, ma'am.
It has even come to my ears that you're a child by the Lord Chamberlain.
Ma'am, that was an unfortunate accident.
Unfortunate indeed.
Yes, ma'am.
But the Lord Chamberlain is 67 years old.
Your Majesty, the Lord Chamberlain is very vigorous for his age.
Vigorous? It would seem so. The queens, ladies-in-waiting, Amelia, enjoy a coveted position. Their manners, morals, and even marriage are a royal responsibility. Why, it's a breach of duty to mate without our leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially with such eminent courtiers as the vigorous Lord Chamberlain.
Yes, ma'am.
I've also heard another is in hot pursuit of you. One of his players, William Shakespeare, is it?
I do confess that Shakespeare sends me sonnets professing affection, and of such honeyed words that it is most hard to resist his fond entreaties. Ma'am.
Undoubtedly so for the vigorous Amelia, but you should resist it.
I must admit a weakness which physicians can't explain. It makes my heart go fluttering in ways I can't restrain. Each time a man approaches me, the symptoms reappear, and all my inhibitions seem to
touches of sweet harmony I hear. If music be the fruit of love, play on. I sing a love song in your heart. For when love speaks, the voice of all the gods makes heaven drowsy with the harmony. And then in the moonlight, if you're struck by Cupid's dart, it will leave you with the memory of the music in your heart.
To hear the light of the moon's gentle beams, I hear a heavenly chorus of angels sing a harmony like this.
The power of the music's sweet tender refrain is coursing us out as weaving enchantment. It steals through the night to entrance you again. Music be the fruit of love, I'll sing on the songs in your heart. For when love speaks, the voice of all the gods makes heaven drowsy with the harmony. And then in the moonlight, struck by Cupid's dart, it will leave you with the memory of the music in your heart. There in the moonlight, struck by Cupid's dart, it will leave you with the memory of the music in your heart. If music be the fruit of love, play on, play on, play on, play on, play on.
You sing a love song.
I sing a love song that will live in your heart. It will leave you here with the memory of the music in your heart. It will leave you with the memory of the music in your heart.
Lord Wolsey, what news of the loyalty of various of our subjects was my cousin, James of Scotland?
Our inquiries are continuing, Your Majesty.
James may say he's a Protestant, but his tolerance of Catholics is most ill-advised.
Ill-advised indeed, Your Majesty.
You've been questioning the playwright Christopher Mark.
Yes, ma'am, but as yet we have not uncovered any evidence to support my belief of his involvement in the Papist plots.
Conspirators are all around us. As my secretary states in the Royal Spy Master, it is your responsibility to root them out.
I shall continue my utmost endeavors, Your Majesty.
Utmost is not enough! Walsingham, you must increase those endeavors.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Well, don't just stand there, go and get on with it.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The triumphs of my reign have brought me naught but solitude, wide indifference. I am grown tired and jaded. So long life. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools away to dust.
concerned that blasphemies are being spread against her and her religion.
How can I be of help?
By using whatever instruments are at your command as warder of the Tower of London to extract confessions from anyone who is suspected of involvement in such plots.
Well, that is my speciality, sire.
There is too much seditious literature circulating, and it must be halted. We believe that popular playmaker Christopher Marlowe may be the author. I had his chamber searched, and we discovered there one Thomas Kidd, another playmaker, with these papers. They are heretical at best and treasonable at worst. I have had Kidd brought here for you to inquire the truth from him. Fetch the prisoner. Marlowe is most popular at court, not to say intimate with certain lords. Therefore, this matter must be handled with great delicacy.
Oh, I'm always most delicate with my interrogations.
Yes.
Most delicate and dire. Do you know why you've been brought here?
No, indeed not. I'm totally innocent of any crime.
Well, that's what we're here to determine. Mr. Kidd, do you have any doubt as to the divine right of the monarchy?
Most certainly not.
Well, these papers here would seem to say the contrary.
Well, no writings of mine.
Well, you write, Mr. Kidd, but do you sing?
No, in faith, I cannot.
Well, let's see if we can make you sing.
Oh, you cannot do this. I am an innocent, loyal subject. What are you doing? Stop.
Mr. Kidd, this machine is called the rack. It's a most ingenious invention. At my command, it causes all your limbs to be drawn from their sockets, most slowly and delicately, but surely.
Oh, God in heaven preserve me.
Mr. Kidd, it says here, the first beginning of religion was only to keep men in awe. There are those who would say that was heretical.
Oh, that may be so, but I did not write any such thing.
Protestants are hypocritical asses.
Oh, merciful heavens, I did not write that.
Holy Communion would be better administered in a tobacco pipe.
Stop, these writings are not mine.
Well, then pray who wrote them?
Oh, I do not know.
Come now, Mr. Kidd, you can do better than
I
that.
know not.
Think again, Mr. Kidd.
They are Marlowe's. The Marlowe's.
Christopher Marlowe.
Oh, yes, he.
What a grave accusation to make against the court favourite.
But it is true.
Jesus and St. John had an unnatural relationship whereby they did lie together and pleasurably treat each other.
Oh, that is Marlowe's way, not mine.
Marlowe's way, you say?
Oh, stop. I'll tell you everything.
What does Marlowe say of King James of Scotland?
Marlowe would persuade men of quality to pledge loyalty to the King of Scots.
Men of quality, name them.
Oh, I don't know any of their names.
What men of quality? His friends, the Lord Southampton, the playwright Shakespeare.
Oh, no, not them. I don't know.
But you do say Marlowe is loyal to King James of Scotland.
Yes, it is true.
And this you will swear to?
Oh, I swear.
Swear?
Oh, my God Almighty, I swear.
These words were written by Christopher Marlowe, sworn on oath by Thomas Kidd. This affidavit should be sufficient to hang Marlowe.
Good work, Toffee. Marlowe's favoured position requires that this matter be handled with great finesse.
Or perhaps I could remove your problem for you.
Perhaps you could.
Got a young man waiting outside, one of our informants. He may well be persuaded to undertake such a mission. Rise up. Is it true that you are intimate with that playmaker, Christopher Marlowe?
I'm acquainted with him, yes.
And would your friendship be so fond as to prevent a hazardous exploit against his person?
That might depend. And the benefit to me.
Such benefit, as you put it, would of course be commensurate with the exploit.
And my conscience might perhaps be persuaded.
This exploit must be handled with great discretion, mind. An accident, perhaps?
An accident could be fatal.
And a fatal accident.
A fatal accident could be fatal.
And soon, perhaps?
Well, I am meeting this very evening in Mistress Bull's Tavern in Deptford Strand.
Then my best wishes for an eventful evening at Mistress Bull's Tavern.
Carry out the mission, and you'll soon be buying drinks for everyone.
But the reckoning will be Marlowe's.
The reckoning will be Marlowe's.
Well, to the reckoning then. To Marlowe's reckoning.
Certainly are a confident cop these days, William.
Certainly gave me a lift.
It's you who give Southampton a lift, my friend. He wants you.
So we might, but I really don't think I've been quite the way you imply.
Then you should.
My fine feelings for Lord Southampton are not all the same as your lust for Fraser and this disreputable friends.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Well, if I am then all in love with the beautiful lord, it is merely for his refined elegance and his aesthetic appreciation for the arts, not just for his body.
He tells me you write a love letter.
Poems, not letters. Sonnets about love, therefore Amelia.
Take care of her. She's a merry woman and a wanton flirt.
I know, but she's irresistible.
It is even said she has a child by the Lord Chamberlain, the master and protector of your acting company. If that were not bad enough, Southampton is no one supposed to be in hot pursuit of her. The Queen does not take kindly to courtiers making free with her ladies in waiting.
The Virgin Queen is just jealous of Amelia's way with men. I know she's flirtatious, but she's beautiful. She sings, she's talented, she plays the virgins, she writes poetry, kids. I'm just intoxicated with her.
She's bad for you, Burger. She'll make you jealous, mark my words. She's a dark lady.
Yes?
Yes.
A dark lady. I'm in love with a dark lady. People say she's a dark lady, but to me, she is light and lovely, she is fair. She is bright and charming, she has flair. With a soft and gentle sense of style, and the power to thrill me with her smile. That I have fate, I can flatter you with a dark lady. I'm in love with a dark lady, with a beautiful
touch my... Oh, stop it, you two. You'll give us all a bad name.
Well, Mr. Paul, our sack one!
Captain Cricket's a John Bear!
What's the matter, kids? You look glum tonight.
It's Fraser. He's the glum. Cheer up, Ingram. Why so sad?
No reason.
You look positively murderous.
Not interested in life. Wine. Quench my thirst.
Oh, Mr. Spool, more wine. My friend has a debt to be fed.
No, stop searching in your wits.
You seem to be surrounded by gloom just now. That Thomas kid who shares my lodgings mooches around like that gloomy Danish prince in that dreary play of his called Hamlet.
I'm working on the Hamlet story myself, you know. The plot is quite good.
If you're stealing Kid's plot, maybe that explains why he's gloomy.
It's not his plot. It's an historical legend recorded by Saxo Romanticus. Besides, you hear yourself, you don't read. It's not the plot that matters, it's the fine poetical work.
Which is it? What do you think of that, Ingram?
Not interested in poetry.
What interests you then?
Don't be mine, Marlowe. I was thinking on one subject.
No, not one subject, my dear, but two. Beer and boys. Excuse me. All men who love not boys, and boys not men, are fools. Here's to beer and boys.
No, kids! Wine! Women and wine! Let's drink a toast to women and wine. An appetite fine that you will decline. So raise your glass up high and drink till every drop is dry. Let's drink a toast to women and wine. Drink, drink till your troubles are paid and you die and kiss all your sorrows on goodbye. Drink, drink, drink as you grasp your maid and sigh. Moving and close, circle home, make me stand. Then as you embrace her, fill your glasses way up high, up high.
To beer and boys, the masculine boys are unparalleled criminals. A lad who is young and strong, he's just coming from ringside along. Let's drink a toast to beer and boys. Drink, drink as you dance with a wanton knave. We'll yield if you first in a glass of ale. Drink, drink, drink as you grab your handsome knave. Drink his cup, never lose him. Tell him to seduce him. Fill your glasses way up high, up high. I'll drink to beer and boys. For masculine boys are a tender
Time, as long as your glass up high and drink till every drop is dry. Let's drink a toast to women and wine. Drink! Feel so happy to see from the darkest of days. Live your life and expiring to burn flames. Live a bold and carefree life, let all the world get paid. Days will be bright, filled with delight. Everything tranquil, the world of your life is exciting and wine. Yes! With women and wine.
If things happen like that.
Let's just take happy to see you in the darkest of days. It's so happy to slide in your face. Oh, I can't be like all the world got
then I employ you.
Oh, I swear it's a maid in man's attire.
Oh, I swear, it's a, I'm all that men deserve.
The maid in man, he's fit to play the fairly.
He's a pervert! The likes of them disgusts me.
Up your cock!
Scurvy. I make worms bleed out of you.
Let's see how the little fellow plays with his big whip.
Here, the sodomite's flower, man.
Here's a soldier.
Oh, you be a man.
Oh, come on, stop this before this gets out of hand.
Is this your Nancy boy?
Men's eyes were made to look and let them gaze. I will not gone to a no man's pleasure.
Are a man!
Villain, I am not!
There's no excuse for the injuries you've done me!
Protects and done you no injuries, but love you more than you seem to think.
Dishonorable false submission!
This is more than any other
They
day.
don't need me! Gentlemen, stop this, I beg!
Never mind this
What are you in pain?
It's enough!
Mother's dead. That gallant spirit had inspired the clouds that too untimely hid its stormy hand. Let us be gone away! Bear his body!
Marlowe's murder clearly made a significant impact on Shakespeare. In his new works, he acknowledged his indebtedness to the free flow of Marlowe's dramatic poetry, with many references and even direct quotations from his mighty lines. But Shakespeare had outgrown and emerged from Marlowe's shadow with the rising confidence of his own clear voice. His acting and playwriting continued to flourish, and 8 years later, he and I and our company of actors had become well established in the splendid new home we had designed and built in London on the south bank of the River Thames, the Globe Theatre. It's a great tragedy called Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
Hasn't that been done already?
Oh yes, Thomas Gibb did write something similar, but knowing William's wonderful way with words, his will be far finer. Polonius, Osric, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, Claudius, Queen Gertrude, and Ophelia. Now, open you and learn your lines.
This is the very ecstasy of love that leads the will to desperate undertakings, as often as any passion under heaven.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts, never to heaven go.
Words, words, words. They'll come from.
Somewhere inside me, there lies a power, an inspiration burning like fire, a new creation, a force to move my pen, to form immortal lines of poesy. Somewhere inside me lies gentle verse, which eyes not yet created shall overread, and tongues to be their being shall be hers. Assist me, some ephemeral god of rhyme, unleash a whirlwind teeming with words, let loose a torrent of blood of phrases surging from my breast. On wings of fantasy my pen takes flight, it soars ascending and floats in realms where angels softly tread. Somewhere inside me there lies a power, an inspiration burning like fire, a new creation, a force to my pen, to form immortal lines of poesy. Somewhere inside me, may heaven grant me a heart to move men's hearts and minds. Give me the passion somewhere inside me. Give me the power to write.
You have the power and the passion, Will.
Richard, come. Before the company returns, let us rehearse. Give me a taste of your quality. A brand new speech from my play Hamlet.
His play Hamlet.
Speak the speech, I pray you, tripping me on the tongue.
Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I.
Is he indeed? If you mouth the words, I would rather the town cry spoke my lines.
Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit, that from her working all on his visage, and all for nothing, for a Cuba.
For my Hamlet, my Hamlet. Do not soul at the air with your hand like that, but use all gently.
What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have?
What would he do indeed?
He would drown the stage in tears, make mad the guilty and appall the free, and amaze indeed the very
faculties of eyes and ears. And so indeed you shall. Enough, Richard. With you in the role, my Hamlet will surely be a triumph for us all.
His Hamlet? Just not his Hamlet, but my Hamlet. What makes him think he can steal my plot? What gives him the right to plagiarize my work? Usurp my characters and weave his miserable words around my plot. My plot! He shall not get away with this. My Hamlet cries out for revenge. 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 I must devise some slander, some disgrace to stain his impudent fame. Only I could use some of his own work to bring him down. Something from his own hand. Would that not be most apt? He can steal my work from me, but I can steal his work from him. Sonnets of William Shakespeare. I remember Marlowe saying Shakespeare's poetry revealed his inmost soul, his deepest, darkest passions. Let us see what deep, dark passions are revealed. My mistress's eyes are raven black, and every tongue says beauty should look so. So he has a mistress, he a married man. Full well thou knowest, to my dear doting heart, thou art the fairest and most precious jewel. But I will swear beauty herself is black, and all they foul that thy darkness lack. She's a dark lady. Who is she, this dark mistress? Black is fairest in my judgment's place. In nothing art thou black, save in thy deeds. Who is this dark lady? Lord of my love, to thee I send my written embassage. Aha, now he's writing to a man. Lord Southampton, I bet. But Lord of my love, that seems too familiar, too intimate, maybe even amorous. A woman's face with nature's own hand painted hast thou, then master, mistress of my passion. Master, mistress of his passion. What does that mean? Southampton, the master, mistress of William's passion? Oh, this is scandalous, degenerate depravity. So now I have confessed that he is thine, for thou art covetous and he is kind. Him have I lost, thou hast both him and me, so there are three of them, better and better. Love is my sin, and thy dear virtue hate. Hate of my sin grounded on sinful loving. A triangle of sinful love and hate. Sinful loving indeed. Oh, those lips of thine have sealed false bonds of love as oft as mine.
To loves have I of comfort and despair. My better angel is a man right fair. My worser spirit is a woman career, who tempts my better angel from my side. Gentle thou art, beauteous thou art. I'm in love with the dark lady, the night is I'm in love with the dark lady, which yet to steal sweet hours from the lost delight. I'm in love with the dark lady. No more may I acknowledge thee, no thou in public honor me. The sobbing violet guilt from thy should take thine honor and bring thee shame. Love with the dark lady and love with and love with the dark lady.
In thy face, sweet love shall
Love with the dark lady.
savage not to trust.
Rude and bloody, with sordid lust. He's in love with a dark lady. He's in love with a dark lady and a man righteous.
A lot of comfort and despair.
He's in love with a dark lady.
Check the steel sweet hours from love's delight.
He's in love with a dark lady.
Gentle lover, just lover.
He's in love with a dark lady and a man.
My love,
He's as a fever. He's past cure.
my love,
He's
like a fever.
People call me a dark lady.
She's a dark lady.
He's in love with a dark lady and a man right there. Sweet William, sweet you may be to some, but not to me. Not long to them when this sweet poison poetry is revealed. I shall easily find a publisher to print these scorching words. Then shall I cause your shame to rise and burn the hand and heart that wrote them.
The Queen Gate.
Revenge! My Hamlet shall have revenge!
William, I still say you were too headstrong in refusing the honor of writing the funeral ode to our late queen. I do not shed one tear to mourn her death, Richard. Her reign was filled with fear and ruthless repression. It is even rumored that my friend Marlowe was murdered on her orders. Let us hope that Lord Southampton finds favor with her successor, King James.
And that our happy band of players feels the benefit.
My dear William, dear Burbage,
His Royal Majesty, King James of England and Scotland.
Lord Southampton, we are most pleased to to see you here on this coronation day. Your Majesty, we are indeed most honored to be here. Pray allow me to introduce my friend, Master Playwright Willm Shakespeare, and his colleague, Richard Burbage.
Hey, Shakespeare! We have read some of your lusty poems and seen some of your plays.
I am most honored, Your Majesty.
Would you take from me some words of counsel?
Most willingly, sire.
You write quite well, Master Shakespeare, but oft it's hard to understand you. You far too many words, and far too long they are too. You must remember, common mortals have to understand your meaning. No, if you were to write your plays somewhat shorter, I'm sure you'd find them be performed with greater frequency.
Your Majesty, I will be sure to keep that thought at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, please be sure you do. Did you not write many few words best? Take some of your own medicine, Master Shakespeare. Strive for brevity. Twice, you yourself for setting by.
Brevity is the soul of wit, drive the hand to master it. Cultivate please a sense of style, not to fill out with too much guile. Everything please be short and sweet, never employ words obsolete. Brevity is the soul of wit, that's it. If a player is a little unwiser, and especially for correctness speech, recognize such verbalizing is the almost people's read. When you're next expostulating on particularly long-time phrase, keep it short, be exalt, nothing drop, no doubt must distort from marvelous praise. No, every testimony from your friend never must be beyond our ken. Never too dense or too obscure, that is a part one must endure. It should be nice and short, never up to soul or the Lord. Brevity is the soul of it, that's it. If an act is articulating, when the hours are locked in rows, then a little attenuating might improve my head goes. Or somewhere in your drama, there's an excessively extended scene. Take advice, be precise, sacrifice, let us slice on some brevity. Oh, brevity is the soul of wit. Very long words are most unfit. Brevity is the soul. Brevity is the soul. Brevity is the soul. That's it.
Very well said, Your Majesty. No, I have a proclamation to make. Be it known that I, James of England and Scotland, command the Lord Keeper of the Great Seal to issue us a royal patent, that these our servants, Willm Shakespeare, Richard Burbage, and their company of actors are free to exercise the art of playing comedies, histories, and tragedies for the recreation of our beloved subjects, within their host known as the Globe Theatre. Being close attached to our royal person, and as His Majesty's players, they shall henceforth be called the King's Men.
We are truly most honored, sire.
This is a great day for us, Richard.
Indeed it is, Richard.
Your plays have brought us fame